where are you right now? Are you on tour? Are you at home?
I'm at home, right? Yeah, getting ready to go to Europe to do about 2.5 weeks acoustic tour with my friend Brandon Gibbs. So that's coming up, and then I'm home for about a week and possibly cramming in Revolution Saints promo stuff in there, and then I go on the Trans-Siberian Orchestra tour here in the U.S. For 2 months.
Yeah, I've been noticing that you have a very heavy schedule and you are constantly involved into different projects and stuff like that. Do you enjoy this sort of intense life of a musician and being everywhere all the time, or like are you a type of person that enjoys stays at home at some point, or what type of a person you would say you are in this area?
I don't know if it's necessarily whether or not I'm on the road or at home.
Mhm.
It's just, I think, obviously, like working hard with music is the only way to kind of be able to do it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't happen by just sitting around and talking about working. So I try to stay actively involved with music on a daily basis, one way or another, and then hope that things go well.
Yeah, yeah, that makes all the sense, really. I would be very happy if you can, walk me through your journey to where you are right now, career-wise. Because obviously we're all aware of your resume and it's so rich, and you've been involved with so many different high quality projects. But I'm really interested to hear the start of your journey. What would you say your career defining moments that made you interested in being involved with music?
Yeah, I mean, it's a really long story,
Yeah.
my story. So even when I tell the shortened version, it's really long. But
Mhm.
it basically the gist of it is that everything is kind of built off of small steps, at least for
Mhm.
me. Um, Starting out, just being a kid, my parents were classical musicians, so they had me playing cello and piano at a young age, and I didn't really take to it. But I think I was 11 when I went to them and asked for a guitar because I heard AC/DC and saw
Mhm.
AC/DC on MTV and thought Angus Young was really cool and wanted to be him, basically.
Mhm.
So I asked for a guitar, and that kind of set me off on it. That
Mhm.
was the beginning.
Amazing. Like, and I love hearing this sort of perspectives from, successful musicians as yourself. Do you remember specific moments that made you fall in love with music? Like whether it's like a childhood memory or hearing a specific song, just that sparked this idea in your mind.
Yeah, I mean, that was definitely, like I said, AC/DC,
Yeah,
back in black.
yeah.
Hearing that, and then seeing Angus Young on MTV and wanting a guitar. And at first, I needed to start on my stepmom's acoustic guitar,
Mhm.
and I was taking lessons from somebody teaching me how to read the three notes on the high E string,
Yeah.
etc. Of the method book. And I remember having a minute where I was like, "This isn't what I wanted to do. I wanted to learn how to play rock." And my friend had a guitar and he knew some rock songs, and I was like, "Whoa, where did you learn how to do that?" And he told me, "Oh, I take lessons with this guy over here, and he teaches rock songs." And so when I started lessons there, that was very inspiring because he taught me a lot of my favorite. I started out very much into like basic like heavy metal stuff and hard rock, and so learning some of those riffs, that was really what got things rolling, the enthusiasm.
Let's say, what would you say is like um, the breakthrough moments that made you believe that you would achieve that you're in the right path of achieving your goals? Did you have a moment where you were like, okay, this is happening. I'm doing what I want to do. I'm on the right path, and I'm just excited to go further.
I don't know that there was ever one moment. I
Mhm.
mean, I had a lot of enthusiasm for it, and it was definitely what I wanted to do. I think I more so set my goals to be a professional guitar player more so than
Mm-hmm.
like quote unquote rock star. So
Mm-hmm.
I basically just decided like guitar was the way I wanted to make my living, and getting out of school in the early going, that meant a lot of teaching.
Mm-hmm.
So I taught about 70 students a week through my
Oh, wow.
20s, and then would kind of like do gigs with my bands on the weekends or whatever, and take off from teaching when I needed to.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually, playing gigs, I started to do more and more of that
Mm-hmm.
and less of the teaching. And then I'd say right about the time I was 30 was when it turned into really full-time playing, like performing.
Mm-hmm.
And I stopped teaching, and that pretty much lasted 20 years or so until COVID hit. And then when I
Wow.
was kind of stuck home and all the performances were canceled, and recording was good, but not enough to be like, that's how I'm going to make my living. I brought
Mm-hmm.
back virtual teaching,
Mm-hmm.
and that's remained part of the equation for me,
Mm-hmm.
as far as what I do as a guitarist, these last few years.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of balance out touring and writing and recording and a little bit of the virtual teaching.
Mm-hmm.
So thankfully, I had that background in it, of teaching that many students when I was younger, that I think, um, I don't know, makes me able to be able to teach some people that I guess achieve some recognition with guitar. They haven't really put that hat on, so to speak, before, so they don't necessarily know how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So one way or another, I just try to stay busy with guitar and with music. And
Mm-hmm.
like I said, when you work, it usually leads to other work or does
Mm-hmm.
good things. So I just try to stay busy working and hope that things go well.
Mm-hmm.